I'm gonna go from last time directly to next time. Okay, so I guess Kyle's coming.
He hasn't. I mean, I sent him a reminder. I mean, look, he knows when we play. He knows.
But he didn't say he had a problem or anything like that. So.
No. Oh, wait, wasn't he in Chicago last night?
I was wondering about it, but he never said I can't play tomorrow, and he didn't react when I said today.
It's fine. I'm sure he'll pop one.
It's not with the controls character. It's easy enough to find it in there now.
Yeah. And move. Move your shadow and teleport. We don't even need that.
Did you guys go in here and then you're challenging them to a fight?
Yeah, we were just about ready to fight them, and then our next time started.
Should we roll initiative?
Absolutely. So. Well, like 1, 2, 4 of us. 2 of you. Does that seem fair?
Do we want to bring in Kyle's character?
I'm good with it.
Which one?
Of course I'd get a 20 on my fucking initiative roll.
Okay, you're in the community tournament.
So that was multiple choice. Are we bringing him in or leaving him out?
I'm good with it if you guys want to.
Good with what?
Bringing in his character? Isn't that what you're asking about?
Oh, yeah, I did one or the other, and then Sue just said yes. I was like, yes to which?
Oh.
If we don't bring in his character, are we going to get more experience points?
Oh, probably. Let's do that.
Technically, yeah.
All right. Looks like heat's back on the menu, boys.
Oh, he.
Senior po, pumunta siya ng senior. Ay, hindi. Ikaw lang andun mo eh.
Really no. Oh. Okay, let me record initiative here. We'll put them all on the same turns.
Hindi ko alam ng graduation eh.
Okay, so who's going first here? The coyotes.
Do we have any idea which one is the leader?
Potentially, actually, we don't know.
All right. He pinged the red guy. Maybe that was you. Okay. All right. Well, I will advance with sword drawn. And I'm going to attack him.
Wait, no, it's not working.
Celebration.
I'm going to attack him twice with long sword in both hands. 18 and 20.
Oh, 18 and 20, they both hit.
And can I also... Hold on, I need to read this again. There's so much shit on this character sheet. All right, never mind. Can I do the Hexblade's Curse on this guy as a bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay, so any attack roll against the cursed target is a critical hit on a roll of a 19 or a 20.
This is pissing me off.
Sorry, I can't hardly hear you. What?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to figure out why my thing's not working.
Oh, that's okay. I'm going to go ahead and roll the damage if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay.
All right, so here is the first hit and the second hit. And then he takes 4 damage from my proficiency bonus as a result of the curse. And if he's still alive, I'll throw a smite on one of those attacks.
Ano pa yun? Native po yung mga kasabayan.
Okay. Oh, wait, it's working, but it's being weird. Okay, I'll just have to pen and paper it for now. Sorry about this.
That's all right.
Usually my Apple Pencil works. I don't know what it's doing today. Okay, so I have... Okay, yeah, okay, 31, thank you.
If he's still alive, I can throw a smite on one of those.
He's still alive.
Can I throw smite on top of my second attack? Is that cool? Or would you rather me declare it beforehand?
I don't know what it's fine. You can use it.
Okay. Then it's gonna be.
Well, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, sir.
No, I'm still recording initiative. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Correct, right? Next.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm sorry, Blue Jurat.
I know.
All right, so
Then
I'm gonna put an extra. I'm gonna do a first level smite for. Oh my god! What a disaster! 3 damage.
Disaster.
Disaster. It's the master of disaster.
bit back and he said, "Who are you?"
He asked me who I am.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say back. I don't know. You're deaf. And I'm a turn.
Okay, class, you go.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action rage and use instinctive pounce to... Oh man.
Yung part namin sa base.
Well,
Kailangan palitan.
okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and move here. And I'm going to go ahead and recklessly power attack. Uh, 26 and 20. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and roll the crit damage right now. 51 for the crit. And 25 for the regular hit. And I'm going to go ahead and trigger Great Weapon Master.
Okay, well, he's down.
Okay. If that's the case, then I'm going to go ahead and move. I'm going to move down. I'm going to move down here, and then I'm going to go ahead and activate Great Weapon Master for the final attack. 20 versus armor class. He takes 23 damage. That's going to end my turn.
Okay, now my stuff's working. So you moved this guy by the door. 23. All right, Griffith's turn.
Oh boy. Alright, I am going to if I'm still able, I'm gonna kind of like still kind of hang out up here and I'm going to shoot this motherfucker. Ooh, and I'm gonna crit. So that's gonna be a lot of damage.
Damn, so soon?
Last time, nung bali na ako, kasi perfect attendance ng December dito, nakuha ako lang ng 209.
And then so 16, and then sneak attack is 21 plus 30, so it's 51 for the sneak attack.
51, and who was show me your target again?
Oh, sorry, the one next to Karask.
So,
Okay. 51 damage.
It's 51 plus 16, so 67.
Okay. Well, he's down too.
Fuck yeah, and then I will bonus action hide.
Joke's on you guys.
Yeah, Kyle.
You can't die in combat if you're not here for any of the fights.
Oh man, he's gonna soak up all of our EXP.
Well, you were doing so good until you decided to show up and get whacked with the rest of them, I guess. You just couldn't help it, huh?
No, I couldn't help it.
Well, you want to go ahead and roll initiative, see if we can just put you in here real quick? Because we just started our first round. And then
Just, slot me in whatever spot, unless they want me to go. I'm
perfect.
assuming that's last.
No. Well, yeah, kind of. That's going to be plenty of time. Okay, so in this case, so in the first round of combat, they see two of their guys fall over, which they used to, but maybe not this guy so much. So I think they're going to see what they're. Shouldn't we just have a look at what their morale might be right now? Can I get a reaction?
Are you asking us or like, do we want to gauge their morale? Is that what you're asking?
Oh, how about we just roll 2d6 and see what they think about what just happened?
Tapos,
Motion to understand.
may base kami na.
Okay, we got an 8.
Titingnan nila yung market sa March or April.
We got an 8. Let's go see what.
Hindi or market. Depende sa market na ba. Tapos, kung oo, mag-release sila. Kung hindi, hindi sila mag-release. Tapos, titingnan ulit nila sa mid. Sa mid.
92. What we got? What's the morale here? We got 10? Oh, okay. They look around at their allies and they're probably like, well, they're probably just knocked out. We can take these guys. So in that case, I'll have this guy face Tarash towards the door, and then he's going to attack him. He's going to show you his moves.
Okay, Captain Falcon.
Are you ready?
Mm-hmm. Heavy attack spam. Heavy attack spam.
How many attacks did he get?
Captain Falcon?
One.
As many as you can land, bro.
Okay, so 22 to armor class.
22 and 18 both hit.
I think it was just rolling with advantage.
Okay, that's fine.
They only had one, so he's going to swing his sword at you here. 17.
Okay.
And we have the brave paladin. Oh, these guys here are going to see if they saw anything. So you did a sneak attack, rolled for sneak for 23. So yeah, they're not going to see anything. They can't really.
Beach volleyball.
Hey, don't forget that if you're within 10 feet of me, you get a bonus to your saving throw equivalent to my charisma modifier, which is +5. Yeah, or protection.
Yeah, mister.
That doesn't say
Two.
minus plus.
Coming at your flank. And they're swinging. There's 16 and an 18.
18 hits.
I got Mr. Big Old Club of 14 on the damage.
Okay.
They're just stepping over their friend like, hey, he'll be fine. Then it would be Iolan's turn after this.
Attack them.
Where are you in the room, by the way?
Actually, I think I'm still outside the room, so I guess I'm gonna
Yeah.
just is the door open or is it shut?
You guys remember what you did?
I don't think we shut the door. Did we? Who was the last person in?
You.
Me? No, you
Yeah.
can't put that on me.
Well, it was either you or Wes.
We know you don't open the door because that ends up with you dead.
Wes was the one opening all the doors, so I think you would have been the second person in after him.
And you closed the door and you guys.
I honestly can't remember.
I didn't know that we would have closed it.
Sounds like somebody's not good at taking notes.
Dude, by the time I got in this room, I was drunk.
Day drinking today.
I had such a bad day. I almost considered just drinking from noon until now. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that's
Actually kind of wondered what if that would be the case, of what kind of paladin are we going to get tonight.
Oathbreaker. Oathbreaker, boys.
I was like, oh boy. Okay. I'm going to finish this round, and then I'm gonna run downstairs and just get the race real quick. Ayolan, you can wander in here. I guess the door's open.
Get him, Bubby.
All right, so I guess I'm a step inside here. Would I be able to I don't know which way is the door swinging like that purple line? Is that?
Yeah, you can be in the doorway. You would be able to pretty much.
Like right there and just shoot this guy.
That'd be perfect.
I'm gonna say, "Don't you touch my dog," and I'm gonna gesture over, towards Greece, and I'll let two arrows fly.
Shit, nice.
Man,
I
that's
went John Wick on him.
That's 3 critical hits on 3 separate turns.
Damn, dude, we're killing it. Oh, everyone but climbed.
I rolled a crit for my initiative.
Oh, well,
What a waste.
If
Yeah,
only
you're
that
telling me.
affected your damage output. Just kidding.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think my 20 was supposed to be a crit because.
Oh yeah, you roll a 19 when when they're hexed.
Yeah, 19 or 20 on the D20. It's a crit. That's okay.
Did both of those hit?
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was waiting for you.
I was like, I guess I could just roll the crit because I mean it's a crit. But I was like waiting. I was hoping a 19 hit. It's always really scary when a 19 doesn't hit.
Let me introduce you to my old cleric Agrius, where 22 missed.
Okay. I'll be right back. I'm gonna record that. I'm gonna run downstairs real quick. Hang on. Wait a minute or two.
Real
quick. Paragon of beach volleyball excellence.
Hell yeah, buddy.
Oh my gosh.
I know my place, and it's on top.
That's funny.
Here. Okay, let me do the 21 and 29. Okay, so I'll wait till everyone's back and then I'll continue along.
I think we're all here.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is going to be fun. Well, the room is going to flash red for a while. And then a poof of smoke and avatar of the Sultan will appear and say, you should teach them all how to play volleyball. Or
Yeah?
else.
I'm
Well,
gonna
you should go
reply
down.
with that's what we were gonna do with the Giants. We were gonna challenge them to a game of beach volleyball in exchange for Black King Varn.
And if he means damage us, we definitely talked about beach volleyball in our last session.
I know, but
Last time, no one talked about beach volleyball.
I think he wants you to spread the joy of the game around. And he's just noticing, he's just seeing this little, he's seeing a lot of arms and legs and no beach volleyball. So he's gonna he's going to disappear in another cloud of smoke, and the room is gonna stop flashing red, and it's gonna be like, what the hell is that?
Fucking eat shit.
Thank you, God. I can.
I'm taking them to the duck pond.
Gonna throw the volleyball in the fucking pond.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well that's a round down. Sirkairos, it's your turn.
All right.
Are you gonna teach them how to play, or are you gonna?
Yeah, my longsword's gonna teach them how to dodge. If you can dodge a sword, you can dodge a ball. I'm getting some weird lag,
Yeah, me too.
like super weird. Like, all right, cool. I think I can use. All right, cool. I am going to attack him twice, and then I'll throw. I'm going to save my smites. Probably going to need them for the big guy. All right, here we go. First attack. The first thing you need to know about beach volleyball is sometimes you miss. 22.
22 hits.
All right,
Wow.
since I missed, can I put a smite on this? 10 damage.
Yeah, if you want.
I don't know if I want to. I'm going to save him. 10 damage.
All right. A glancing blow.
Yeah, you can say that shit again.
He says, "Is that all you got?" That's all you got there?
I'm not afraid of you, orc boy.
I'm not a lowly orc. I'm a ogre.
Oh, they're ogres. That's right.
He says that and a bunch of spit flies from his mouth. Okay, it's your
Yeah.
turn.
All right.
Ogre.
You tell him he's got some bad breath.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and recklessly power attack this ogre next to me. All right.
Shit, nice.
All right. I'll roll the crit first. 56.
Oh my god.
56.
Yeah.
Drops this guy.
Okay.
How do you kill him?
I'm gonna spin around really fast, and
Blade Storm.
yeah, I'm gonna go for like a cut the torso in half kind of deal into two
I'm
pieces.
gonna break his copy of Elden Ring.
I'll go ahead and move, and then I'll go ahead and put the 28 on this ogre, and I'll go ahead and activate Great Weapon Master and attack again. Hitting him for another 31. So this guy is taking...
Oh, so he takes 31 now.
59.
Okay, he's down as well.
That's going to end my turn.
Okay. Whose turn? Let me get my paper here.
Me.
Goose's turn.
I'm gonna shoot the last man standing. 26.
Hit.
32 piercing.
Piercing.
Yee.
Okay.
And then I will bonus action head. That is a 23.
23 to attack or damage.
That's my. I'm gonna use bonus action hide, so it's myself.
Okay. Okay. 23.
We have no more this time, but I'm just gonna hide behind the chest.
Okay, I'm gonna roll another morale. Oh boy. So he looks down, he's like, they're a bunch of lightweights. And he sneers, looking at everybody that's gone down, not paying much attention to how much he's bleeding. And he's going to move. And you're the one that gave him a glancing blow, so he's gonna return it. He says, "You're gonna cower and run in fear when you feel my mighty blows." So he's going to attack for 14 on Mr. Paladin.
Miss.
Uh-oh. So he's gonna sit and cross his arms and pout and wait till next turn.
Oh, he's gonna be pouting.
Iolan, it's your turn.
In John Wick fashion, I'm going to step inside the door and I'm going to look at this guy and I'm going to say, "Did you touch my dog?" And I'm going to shoot him twice.
No hit.
What'd you say?
No hit. Well, maybe not the brightest, not the sharpest tool in the shed here. Bum. Okay, well, they all go down relatively easy. I'll dole out the experience points here real quick. Kobold, fight, club, replacement.
I'll be right back, guys.
Sounds good.
They can be used. I can do three things with them. One, they can help give me more uses of Whales of the Grave, which is when I sneak attack, I can also deal damage to someone else. Two, they give me advantage on death saves and con saves. And three, and the reason why I want this guy's in particular is I can break one and then ask him a single question.
Wow.
He doesn't have to tell the truth, and it's possible he can choose to speak in like his language, but might be useful.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I had no idea.
It's a pretty sweet subclass.
What else are you guys doing in this room? If anything. Hmm.
I want to open the chest.
Yay! I was hoping you would say that. Now, also, you would also know that that ogre with the red dot, he also is wearing something.
Oh yeah, I want to. Yeah, I saw that earlier, so I wanted to make my to snatch that, and then I'll go over and check the chest for traps, and then I'll.
Okay. Okay, so okay, so he's wearing around a string. He has a red gem. I'm gonna tell you the value, and then okay, I'm gonna tell you the value, but then that way when you write it down, then we can go figure out how much a buyer or it's gonna get for it. So write down a 250 copper gem. It looks like a ruby, I guess.
Cool. I'm actually gonna put it on.
You also notice that they have pouches tied to their belt. When they were fighting, it sounded like coins or something. If you guys collect that, the total would be 381. What's the lowest currency? I forget. It would be. Is it the tin or?
Oh yeah,
hang on.
it goes 10.
Okay.
You get 10 copper and then bronze, or what? Yeah.
Brass.
I think brass.
Tin and
Yeah.
brass,
Thank
and then
you.
bronze, and then copper, right?
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
silver higher than
Yeah.
that. Okay, so 381 tin coins and a 250 gold, copper gem. You also, if you want to pocket those, just do so. Just note that 50 coins is 1 pound, and then the chest looks like it has a lock on it.
I will check the lock.
And then, okay, 27. Okay, that'll open it. Keep in mind that scattered on the floor of this room are a dozen heaps of skins as well. $21. Open that up. And you see, okay, so within that, you find 19 silver. I'm gonna write this down. I'm gonna write down everything because then it should help us a little bit. 202 copper and also 9. And then from earlier was it 200? And what was it? 381. Okay. And then you guys are deciding how to divvy that up. I don't know if you guys are writing stuff down, but looks like Iolan's closest to the door. So Iolan, go ahead and roll a perception check. Is there anything else you guys wanted to do in this room?
Do you think we could melt down the brass and then throw it as like molten? You know, because it's too heavy to carry. But if we took it into the kitchen and threw it in like a kettle, you know, like how they did that guy on Game of Thrones.
Like melt it together?
Yeah, like melt it down. And then I don't know, we could somehow get it. We could pour it down the hill giant chief's throat.
Okay.
Like trick him, make him think it's like a beverage or something. I don't know. I'm just spitballing ideas.
We're going to limit it. He may not be that stupid to drink molten metal.
What if we get him really drunk first?
Shot.
If you're a freshman, you have to drink. No, I'm good if nobody likes my molten brass plan.
Are you guys doing anything else in here? You think?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, but oh yeah, I guess Kyle's here. Never mind.
How about Grace? Go ahead and roll a perception check as you are trying to figure out what to do.
16, technically 19 is the lowest, is what I can get on that.
19. Okay. So you hear what sounds like the hallway door down here open. And it sounds like there are two loud voices and a bit of stumbling around and laughing.
I will, I think I'll just kind of leap up and close the door and tell my party that I think there might be some drunkards coming down the hallway. And I'll say that softly after closing the door.
Okay, make an athletics check to close the door.
Right.
It's a strength check.
I got a 2.
Okay, that's not good. Okay, so keeping the same initiative order. Oh, and by the way, after the fight, that Vision, the Sultan, he says, "I'm serious. If you don't get them playing volleyball, you're gonna regret it. You're gonna have to face consequences."
You can tell him I said, shut the hell up and get the hell out of here.
I see you lifting your sword again, buddy. You're not gonna like it, not one bit, no sir. So
You're not going to like it if I have to come over there.
all right, so oh man, threatening the the Lord of the Realm, huh?
I'm just saying, if you die a couple times, you know, you kind of stop being so concerned.
Okay, I'm gonna throw in an initiative order. There isn't combat per se, but I just need to keep track of it.
While that's going on, can I stuff some of these ogre bodies underneath the blankets and stuff under here in this room?
Oh yeah, you can do that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and do that. I'll just stuff their dead corpses underneath some of these big blankets.
As you're doing that, you find which there are about 10 heaps. Which ones you want to put them under? What numbers? 1 through 10.
Let's do 6, 8, 3, 4, 9.
6, 8, 3, 4, 9.
Yep.
Okay. Now that's gonna take. How many do you think you can put away in a round?
I think that's all dependent on how high I roll on my strength athletics check to drag their bodies and throw them underneath the blankets.
I'm gonna say you could probably stuff this one here, under here as an action, and then get this one here. You probably got enough movement to get 2 or 3.
Okay.
So
I'll hide.
how about that?
So I'll take care of these 3.
Well, let's do that on your turn.
Sounds good.
Okay, so then Kairos, what are you doing for this round?
I will help with body disposal.
Okay.
Is that cool? I mean,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I don't really know what else to do otherwise. So I'll just help dispose of the evidence.
All right, let's make him a blue dot when he's under. Which ones are you putting him under?
Which ones are unclaimed? Man, I'm still lagging like crazy.
I am too. Well, just pick a number.
What number did Wes pick? 1 through 10. 4.
4. Okay, you stuff this one under number 4. You could probably get another one under.
Okay, 2.
2? Okay.
Yeah.
Oops, that's you. I'll move him to 2. Okay, and then you spend your turn doing that. Crash spends his turn putting 2 of them away. Which one? Pick 2 numbers, Crash.
And 2.
Okay, 6 and 2. Very good. Grease, what are you doing? Oh, wait, Grease, you tried to close the door.
Yeah.
Okay, then it would be Iolan's turn. Maybe he's still, he might still be busy, which is fine. It's fine.
The door wasn't greasy enough, Dad.
Yeah, Dad. I know.
Now, Karask and Company Industrial Cleaning Service is not to be confused with Janky's Incinerator Body Disposal.
Do you think, want to have Iolan take care of the last one? You think he would just do that?
I think probably he would help out.
Okay, but would someone pick a blanket for him?
6.
6 is taken.
8.
Anybody pick 8?
8 is great.
9 mimes.
I feel like we're playing that drinking game we played on New Year's.
Yeah. Okay, so in that case, these guys stumble out into the hallway and they are saying, "Come on, buddy, you've had too much to drink. Enjoy it. You need to sleep off, you're drunk." And they go over here and he's stumbling, trying to catch his friend. And his friend says, "Wait a minute, aren't we going the wrong way?" And he's like, "Huh?" And he turns around, and when he turns around, he notices that the door is open. "Hey," he touches his buddy on the shoulders. "Want to go F with them ogres?" And says, "You want to go mess with them? They look a little different." He rubs his eyes and he looks inside and he says, "Ah," he blinks. "I had way too much to drink." And then his friend goes, "No, you're gonna fall over and crush one of them to death." And he says, "No, you listen. Stop. Okay, listen. We're gonna have a quick little tumble." And he starts to slump down and fall asleep right there on the spot. Okay, and then he goes over here and he tries to wake his buddy up. He's like, "All right, come on, don't fall asleep on me now." And he starts breathing heavy. And he looks like he's about to start looking around, but it's his turn's over. What are you guys doing?
if we're going in turn order, I think Kairos is up first.
Technically, it's Kairos, Chris, and then you, and then Iolan.
I don't really know what to do, so I guess I will just
Ask them if they want
ready
some.
in action in case they come in and I can attack them.
Just ask if you want to invite them in for some of Blue Gerat's gator meat.
Well, is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Probably. The only potential is that instead of coming in, he runs the other way once he sees. Well, I don't know.
What you need to do right now, Craig, is you need to invite them in, or I need to invite them in for some of Blue Gerat's gator meat.
Oh, yeah.
That's an excellent plan. Yes, I will do that. So I'll come on over here, DM, and I'll just prop the door open and I'll say, "There you are, fellas. Man, I've been wanting to share this gator meat with somebody. Have you boys ever had gator meat?"
We're taking over as the kitchen.
Yeah,
This
we're
is the
expert.
kitchen now.
We're a catering company that was brought in for tonight's event, and we've been working on some hors d'oeuvres.
Some hoose doofties.
Okay, so this guy here is just like rolling around on the floor. He looks like he's about to fall asleep. The other guy here is like, we just wait a minute. I know you. And he comes over. You had the gator meat.
Oh yeah, I have some more in here.
What do you? Wait a minute. Is this the kitchen?
Well, we're kitchen overflow. This is the prep station for the kitchen.
Didn't there used to be some ogres that live in here?
Oh, come on now. I know I'm not the best looking guy around, but that's just mean.
They're still in here. It's just that they're dead tired.
Yeah. Yeah, they're still here. They're just dead tired. They've been drinking a little too much grog, if you know what I mean.
Oh. Well, my buddy, he had too much to drink for brunch. Yeah. Now he's listen, I was trying to get him to bed, but I don't know if I can get him any farther than this. You guys should making gator meat. He gets a little distracted.
Yeah, well, it's actually some gator jerky that we're in the process of drying out. Why don't you bring him in here? I'm sure he can just crash out here and you can try some of this gator meat.
Are you calling me a jerk?
Oh no, it's a method of preparing meat with salt and you dry it. It's good for long marches.
Bet.
You boys are marching on down to Adakin, aren't you? You're gonna need some of this jerky.
He blinks at you like he doesn't understand what you're saying. No, they're coming back up here with dwarf to eat meat. Dwarf meat. Hey, by the way, the chief wants to know if we're gonna have dwarf on the menu tonight.
I think there might be one tied up somewhere out back, but I don't know.
One?
He's very fat.
Oh, he must be the leader of the dwarves then.
Anyway, you gotta try this gator meat. It tastes exactly like dwarf.
Oh, wow. Well, he looked at his friend, who's clearly passed out, and he's like, "Well, I could have a bite."
Man, bring him in here. He can lay down.
Oh no! He's asleep. I'll check the gator meat. I'll have it. I'll give it a try. He's pretty much thinking, I guess, I'll just eat the food and sober up a little bit, and then we'll try to get we got a little mixed up here. We'll try to get my friend here, where you can sleep, not in front of the kitchen door. The orcs are gonna trip over him. And then he takes a big sniff, and it smells more like ogre sweat in here.
Well, the kitchen was a little full, so we came in here to do the prep work.
Hey. And then he's gonna wait in the doorway. Okay, well, give it to me then.
Okay, close your eyes. Don't peek.
And he says, if I close my eyes, I'll fall asleep.
No, you won't. Once you get a taste of this gator meat, you're gonna be amazed.
Oh boy, I'm so excited.
All right, cover your eyes with your hands.
I swear I just ate this about an hour ago. Okay.
If he covers his eyes, can I attack with advantage?
Yeah.
Excellent. Does he do it?
Yes.
Sick. All right, here we go. All right, get ready.
We'll start Kairos, Grass, Goose, and then his turn.
14 and 19.
Both hit.
All right, I'm attacking with both hands. Longsword in both hands. So here's the damage. Nice. 19 and 13. And I'll put a level 1 smite on that for 8. So that is 40. And then I will end my turn. And if you're within 10 feet of me, you get +5 to saving throws. And I got to take a phone call. So end turn.
So he takes his eyes away from his face, obviously, with a look of betrayal on his face. And he starts to get mad and says, I'm going to throw you and all you, Casey, whoever he can see in here, I'm going to throw you and all you friends into the dungeon after I break your legs.
And I came here to save the king, you bastard.
And then he looks at Sword Orc and he says, you're in deep trouble. You're in deep doo-doo, mister. Your turn to pass.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and...
He said, I'm going to turn you into an orc peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and bonus action rage, and I'm going to go ahead and recklessly power attack.
$22, $26.
Here's the critical hit damage.
I gotta stop talking in my dumb giant voice. It's kind of addictive. Okay, 50 and 24.
Yep, for 74. And I'm going to go ahead and attack again for activating Great Weapon Master. 16 versus
hits.
16 hits? Okay.
Mm-hmm. 32. You slay him.
Okay.
He's carrying a giant bag too. Would you like to search the contents?
Yes, please.
Would you like to search the content of the giant's bags
Yeah.
forth
Yep.
every time? Okay. Okay, in his bag, he has a shabby looking wool cloak, and he also has a coil of rope that appears to be really strong. And that rope is approximately 60 feet long.
All right. Can I go ahead and start dragging his body into the room?
That's a question of how much can you drag.
Yeah, can I use my turn to assist him?
Right. So what are the rules for dragons?
Should be in the player's handbook.
Yeah, I can find it.
Okay, so he weighs approximately 1,100 pounds. I think it's 30 times your strength score.
Oh, I didn't see it in the index.
Right? Lifting and carrying, push, drag, or lift. You can push, drag, or lift the weight and pound up to twice your carrying capacity, or 30 times your strength score. While pushing or dragging weight in excess of your carrying capacity, your speed drops to 5 feet. Oh, okay.
We might need a third person to help us move him. But I'm assuming Island might, or Klein might be willing to help.
So I can drag, if I'm doing, 30 times strength score, I can drag 600 pounds.
Cool. Klein and I'll help.
Okay, well, if you guys can break 1,100 together, that's fine. You can move it. Otherwise, he's going to be in that spot. Okay. Where would you like to pull the body then?
Back of the room.
Okay, so just move it. Just put him back here somewhere. Okay, well, you pull him back here while occasionally side glancing his friend across the hall, who is still very much caught up asleep. Yeah, he's still a nail.
All right, now we actually need some sort of plan. Or that I could just murder this other dude while he's sleeping if we all attack at the same time.
All dicks on his forehead.
Man, he must have been at a stop at the beach party, bro. That dude needs some Denny's. And by Denny's, I mean gator meat. And then blame it on one of the other giants.
Yo, I'm back.
Welcome back.
This guy's passed out and he left his shoes on, so you know what that means.
I think
I
that
think
means
that's a daily occurrence here.
I think that means he's gonna have a fun time at Denny's tomorrow.
You said that's a daily occurrence in your house, Dave.
I mean, here in this house.
Oh, in this house. I was gonna say, do you need? What are you? Are you trying to say you need some markers?
I'm all out, bro. Pretty elaborate like backstory just to get the markers.
For once, I do not have the slightest plan.
Well, I mean, we could always just lure this one in here. Do you just want to?
If he's sleeping, we can also probably just outright why do kill him
Oh, that's true.
and then drag him in. I guess we can start with that. I'm down. We can just coordinate our attacks and I'll just hit him at once.
All right, let's do it. Or are we gonna? Or we could spike the beach volleyball at him or whatever, and then blame it on another ogre that's currently not here. And then we could start the ogres like a giant in-house brawl.
Yeah.
And then while that's happening, we can go and break the orc out of the prison, the dungeon. And then create all this massive confusion. And then we could quietly escape with King Varn.
Let's do it.
I said, what if we pretend to be a medic team for beach volleyball?
How much you doing in the water?
I mean, I'm
Walk
also
me
cool
through
with
step by step.
What is the plan?
like the plan. Well, did we want to wake this giant up, blame it on another giant, have the giants start fighting one another, sneak downstairs, break the orc out of the dungeon, create massive amounts of confusion, and escape with King Varn?
That could work. Even if they're fighting, it might be hard for some of us to sneak downstairs undetected. Although, I mean, I would be able to probably fairly easily, but then that'd be splitting the party.
Well, I think the only thing we would really have to do is scope out downstairs in the dungeon. If you guys wanted to.
Wait, can I do what now?
I mean, the only thing that I could think of if we wanted to take that route as like a plan would be I would want to see what the downstairs situation is like.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't just want to create all this distraction and then go downstairs and be like, shit.
Do we remember? Do we know how to get downstairs? Was that whether stairs are going in the first room?
Yeah, I don't think we have any idea. I don't know how to get downstairs.
Hmm.
What about this? What about these doors down here?
Could be.
You know what we could do is run into the kitchen, kill the two giants in there, and then ask the orcs how to get downstairs and see if they can help us with a diversion.
Maybe you can get these orcs to follow you, Karask.
That too.
After
That
all,
would really help. That would really help with our distraction.
I am Blue Jurat the one.
That's true.
Okay. I think we should. You guys want to go for that?
Yeah, I like it.
All right.
Why? Gonna run in and kill those giants?
Yeah. What are we gonna do with What are we gonna do with this giant? Are we gonna let him sleep?
Either let him sleep or we might have to fight him later if they wake him up for a bigger fight.
Yeah. If I'm thinking that if we can just dispose of him really quickly first.
I think we might as well.
Yeah. Let's do that.
I guess we could all line up our attacks and just hit them all at once. I can go up here, call from the doorway, and then you two melee can do your melee thing.
Are you gonna hit him, Karask?
Okay, here's one detail I will point out. If you guys kind of come out here, it will be a bit noisy here in this direction. You'll hear both kitchen sounds and the Great Hall. Note that these doors are open.
Oh. So maybe we should just shoot him from like this angle. That might mean they might be in the middle of serving the dining hall then.
For white. I'm so excited.
All right, guys. Do we want to attack him or not?
I think we can get rid of him in the round before he wakes up.
Yep.
What are we gonna do with his body though? If things are, man, I wish I wasn't lagging. If things are rowdy down here in the hall, somebody could come in.
I think as soon as we kill him, we should drag him. Actually, if he's shit faced, you might be able to drag him into the room before killing him.
What
We should
about this?
drag him and then kill him in here if we can.
What do you want to do?
All right, he's running. I'm gonna run him. I'm gonna tag him.
Is he drunk enough that if we would start moving him, would he notice that he's being lifted? Or is this dude just like is he completely like blacked out?
That's a great question.
Can I make a perception check then?
Let's see here. That would be something else, I think.
Probably like insight, right?
Perception would be for like find out if he pissed on the table. Insight would be insight. I think might help there. I'm not sure if there's another skill that's more appropriate.
Okay.
You know you're trash if you piss on the table.
I'll roll an insight check then.
$17. Okay. It looks like let's find out how drunk he is. 1 or 2, he's blacked out. 3 or 4, he keeps snapping in and out. Okay. He looks like he's going to be passed out for a little while.
Let's drag him.
He played too much drinking and drag-ons.
So where would you like to put him? In this one again?
Yeah.
With all the dead people?
That's gonna be one heck of a hangover.
He's going to wake up and he's going to be like, well, at least I didn't drink as much as the other people around me. They're still passed
my
out.
friends. I killed all my friends.
Okay. Where? Well, he's just going to look around and be like, yeah, I'm going to go back to sleep. I'm going to get a glass of water and just sleep this off. This is a little weird. Okay, so where in the room do you want to pull him? Just like here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's fine.
What blanket do you put near?
9.
Okay.
I don't know. If 9's not taken, that's just the first one I thought of.
Okay, and do you guys do anything else?
Yeah, I will. As soon as he's in there and we get him a spot where we want him, I'm gonna pull out my rapier and poke his throat.
Oh, you're gonna attack him?
Yeah, once he's in there.
Oh, okay.
26, secondly 25. Yeah, 25.
A hit.
Oh boy. That is a 29 piercing.
Ouch.
Is it just the one attack?
Yee.
I will also attack. 25.
Hit.
15.
He starts to wake up, by the way.
Uh-oh, Karask, you better hit him real quick.
He looks a little confused. 15 hits.
All right. I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna recklessly power attack him. 15 and 17.
That's it. $37 and 27.
Wait, I'm sorry. That doesn't make sense. Here we
That'd
go.
be 20 plus 20.
Yeah, sorry about that. That was a D20 plus 20. And that was a D20
Okay.
plus... hold on. 32 and 23.
Okay. Okay, anything else?
That's going to end my turn.
Hail and anything?
I assume he would attack if we were all planning on a group effort.
And
Maybe not.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and recklessly power attack him.
roll some more crit.
All right. That's...
Well, we know he's going to be dead after this.
Okay.
So you can put your TI-83 plus away. Okay, well, he looked like he was getting ready to scream or something. And he'd been disposed of. And his giant bag, I'll give you guys the XP for both of them. So in the giant bag, hit giant. This guy has looks like you find an old axe blade. Looks like it was a hand chopper to cut hands off, or he just kind of chops things with it with his hand. I don't know. It's a hand axe. 86, and then an old pair of shoes or sandals.
Does he wear socks with the sandals?
No. No, he just has his smelly feet out there. Oh, yeah. Very good. What's next for you guys? Oh, let me write that down. My cat's playing with the dice. Oh, the two. Okay, so what would you guys do next here?
I guess we're gonna go to the kitchen.
Okay, let's go. Are you doing anything else before you go to the kitchen?
Oh, can we hide? We hid this dude. Did we stuff this giant's body underneath one of the blankets?
I don't think so.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and hide his body.
What number?
7.
7. Okay, 7. You find I think 2 potions. One is just a very clear liquid, like you can see through it, and another one is kind of blue with a toenail in it, and it has kind of this a giant toenail in it. It has this kind of like zappity, shockity feeling when you touch it. Okay, found another one.
Does anybody want the potions?
I'm assuming Wes wants the blue toenail one.
Sure, I'll take that.
If nobody wants the clear one, I'll take it.
Come here, boy. Sydney.
All right, dudes, what are we thinking?
Did we still want to try and go into the kitchen?
Yeah, let's
Maybe
go for the
we'll-
kitchen.
Yeah, maybe we should have Karask lead.
All right, I'm gonna head over to the kitchen.
Very well. And what do you do?
I'm gonna go ahead and open the door and say that the ogres in the other room wish to express their how upset they are with the meal that you prepared. They would like to see you immediately.
He said, we didn't prepare a meal for the ogres.
No, you just got to see it.
I'm going to need some convincing dice rolls there, buddy. In lieu of role play.
All right, I'm going to roll an intimidation check.
Okay, can you phrase how you would intimidate him in order to get him out?
Yeah, I'm going to say get out of the kitchen because your meals suck. All right. Here we go. Yep. The health inspector's going to come back.
Oh my, okay.
24, I say, if you don't go check on this order, I'll butcher you where you stand. It's up the hall and to the right.
Okay, he turns to the other one. He says, make sure the orcs don't fuck this up again this time, okay? I'm gonna go see what this guy wants. I'll be right back.
Okay. What? I'll take you. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, and he comes through here and he says, look, we don't need the help. Let's get the health inspector. Oh, Mr. Health Inspector. So glad to see you again today. I thought you had left for the day. What is this business concerning? What is all this? What do you want him to do? Follow you?
Yeah. Yep.
No fighting.
Well, look, we didn't even serve them anything, so it's not possible for us to get it wrong if we didn't give them anything to eat. We've been busy busting our balls, looking for the hill giants all morning for their breakfast, brunch, their pre-lunch, their lunch, and so on.
I'm going to stand behind the door, and I'm going to point my axe and point into this room here.
He says, well, nobody's ever died eating a food, well, except for orcs, of course. But nobody that matters dies. Hell giants. Says the servant.
I'm going to give him a menacing glare. Point into it, yeah.
Okay, well, I'm going to take a look in here, and I'm going to go right back because I have more important things to do. And what the hell is this?
Attack him.
What the?
Should we go in initiative order?
Yeah, go initiative order.
Go find it.
All right, lads. To your health, but not his. Oh, nice. Oops. 20 and 21. Or I'm sorry,
Hey,
30 and 21.
they both hit.
31 and 21. Holy shit. All right, here is the crit, and I'll go ahead and put a smite on that. Does the smite also crit?
No. The spell's crit.
Darren, would a smite crit?
I just Googled it. Yes, a critical hit can benefit Divine Smite.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
Okay,
Holy shit.
let's do that.
All right, I'm gonna upcast. So it's gonna be 3d8 plus 24. So 28 on the crit plus 39.
28 and 39.
Yeah, and then I got a whole other attack to do.
Okay, well, hold on.
No, I'm just kidding.
39. I don't think you do, but everybody. Okay, so the hill giant servant has been slain on the spot.
I just want to skewer him. I don't know if I could skewer him. Stab him. I'll just stab him.
As the giant falls, I let loose my arrow, and it keeps going and hits.
He fell through the floor and then aggroed everything in the dungeon. Thanks, Bethesda. So, so your beach volleyball buddy here is just, I'm just gonna say, I'm getting really disappointed. I'm gonna give you the second strike here. This isn't very conducive. Remember, we want people coming into the city of Brass. And if you just go around killing potential athletes.
It's all about playing the long game, man. You gotta kill these guys so the others can come. These guys are the gatekeepers.
Yeah, you only
Okay.
want the best players for your tournament. We're just doing elimination right now.
Dave, can I make a check and just try to tell them that this is part of the long game and that we know what we're doing?
You know what? Why not? Let me get his stat block out.
Ooh, holy shit, thank God. I got a 19, which is good because I had no modifiers.
And I wish you good luck. Because he is something of a where is he? Where is he? Oh, he's in the other book. Well, you surprised me here because I didn't think I was going to need this stat block out. I think he's over here.
Which one, Teddy? Which one, boy? Babe, I asked him which one, where the dice is. He said he will help this hand.
Yeah, give it to him. Okay, dude, I don't know where the stat block is. They're gonna be under
Yeah, you see that?
there it is. I found them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm just going to. So what you use? Okay, you got a 19. What kind of a? Was it a persuasion?
Yeah, I was trying to say, come on, man, this is the long game. You can't expect results right away. It's not how marketing works.
Which one is it? Is this one? Good deal.
Okay. I'm gonna have him roll not a saving throw, but just something to contest. And it's gonna be, what do you think, wisdom? Probably.
Where is it? Where is it?
Okay, well, look. He says, all right, I'll let it slide this time, but tomorrow, expect the worst. If I don't see any improvement, I'm gonna be right. I'm not giving you 3 strikes. I'm only giving you 1.
So wait, what do you want us to do? Play some beach volleyball?
Yeah, set up a court, start teaching them how to play. And if that doesn't happen, each kid said, I'll give you a day to do that. That if that by this time tomorrow, we're gonna have a little bit of an issue.
All right, we'll save the king and we'll teach him beach volleyball.
No fighting. No fighting.
Cool. So we have 1 assistant next. Left, I mean.
Okay, so the servant doesn't have a giant bag, so I'll give you EXP for them later. What do you want to do next?
We want to take care of this guy, right, guys? Why don't we should call this guy like, yo, yeah, your buddy requested help. He said it's real fucking bad. We're getting to come over here.
We could try the same plan again. Like have Carrasco in and talk to him.
Yep. Otherwise, we could just try to kill him really, really quickly.
Yeah, if you guys want to try the same plan again. Or maybe we can go into the kitchen and I can convince the orcs, since there's only one giant in there now, that maybe we can just all rush him, burn him down.
Yeah, if you speak in Orcish, you may not understand it.
Yeah. So I guess I'll go ahead and move back to the kitchen.
Okay.
Do you guys want to have the orcs try and burn them down too, or did you just want me to try and lure them back?
I mean, they could help us do it quickly, but I don't know if they could do it without our help. I don't know what they're armed with.
Right.
Oh yeah, but also this door is open, don't forget.
Can I, if that door's open, can I move out here before I go in and close this door?
Smart.
It's there. Athletics. We're closed. And as you're closing it, you did notice the giant across the table. Let me show you here. You did see one giant in here kind of look up and just watch the door close. Okay.
Boy.
All right. I'm going to go across the hall here. Poke my head into the kitchen. Let's see.
And he said, "You're back. Are you ready to get to work?" And he cracks his whip.
I'm going to start let's see. I'm going to roll an intimidation check. I'm going to try and get him to cower in a bit of fear. $12.
12. What are you doing? Okay, he rebuffs you and scoffs, and he walks over like he looks like he's about to grab the back of your neck and drag you to the table. So he approaches, and he reaches out his hand to grab the back of your neck.
Okay. I'm going to start speaking in Orcish then. I'm going to, as he's grabbing me by the back of the neck and kind of dragging me along to the kitchen, I'm going to start saying, Orcs of the kitchen, now is the time to rise up against your master. Defeat him in glorious battle and combat, and escape the steeding.
They look a little bruised and bloodied and a little scared, but Blue Drat, those are words that they're paying attention to. What kind of, let's have a bit of a dice roll because they're still in the presence of the Hill Giant servants. So what would be a good appropriate roll here? They'll say something back like, but they'll kill the war chief. And then they'll kill all of us as well in Orcish.
I'm going to reply back, not if we kill them first.
Once you get close to the look, you see that these are orc commoners. So these are more of the peon variety. More of the something you're doing.
Okay.
Okay, go for it. That's a normal size table.
Oh, it's well, okay. I will. I'll give myself disadvantage on slipping under there. 16, still a minimum. Still a minimum of 10 for my dice rolls, so 23.
Are still pretty high though. Okay, so this giant's gonna lay his hands on you and say, "Get to work," while the others kind of watch.
Okay. I'm going to look at him, and the first thing that I say I'm going to cook up is your corpse on a nice platter. And I will watch all of the orcs here feast on it.
We'll keep the initiative the same.
Ooh.
Okay, so go ahead. I'm assuming you're attacking, so
Did you say for me to go, or did you want Karas to attack first?
you can go. I think Crash was kind of signaling that he's going to attack. That he's going to attack. So you can. Well, if you want, Crash, you can attack first, but we'll revert back to the other, the original initiative order.
All right. Well, if that's the case, I'll go ahead and...
Yeah, kick it off if you want.
All right. Let's see here. All right. I'm just going to go ahead and... I'm going to go ahead and recklessly power attack. As per usual.
And 21 hit. I thought of a really good meme for D&D.
Let's see. I'm not going to... Plus 10. I think it's -3. All right. So I'm hitting him for 54.
Four.
Yep.
Ouch. He stumbles back into a plate of slop or whatever the heck they were trying to make past his food. He stumbles back a bit here and bumps into this orc who also falls over. And now.
That's going to end my turn.
Okay, to Kairos.
Hold on. Before that,
go
I want
ahead.
to say something a little bit inspiring to the orc peons. And I'm going to say now is the time to feast on this giant's heart. End turn.
They're looking at you. They're kind of in shock right now. So Kairos.
All right, I will spring from behind the wall and run up and attack. Am I just attacking regularly, or is he surprised?
Regularly.
Okay. 18 and 25.
They both hit.
13 and 13, 26.
I think it should count as a surprise because he's a cavalier that's never had a horse.
Okay, he falls back farther and slumps over the table.
I have a question. If I start taking hill giant hides, if I accumulate a significant amount of hill giant hides, could I have the dwarves fasten them into a belt of hill giant strength?
Oh. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay, maybe we can work that out.
Sounds good.
Yeah, why not? That sounds kind of cool. Plus, it's literally the hell giants right here. So, the giants are here. So let's move on to. We'll figure that out later. Or you can assume that you're doing it. So, Gris, go ahead.
I'm gonna watch him fall, and then I'm going to just kind of stay hidden underneath the table with my bow loaded, and in case anything else comes in. So I'll just stay hidden and hang out for a minute.
Okay. So then across the way, a voice yells, "What the?" And giant, booming giant. What's going on over here? What's all this rabble about and nonsense? And then you hear, of course, heavy footsteps start making their way, and the orcs kind of turn and look, and they start cowering in fear once again, and they start shaking. And yeah.
Can I quickly close the door to the kitchen?
That would be an action.
Okay. Is that okay if I still do that?
If you want to use your turn for that.
Sure. I'm gonna push the door shut.
Yeah, like walk over and.
Yep.
Use object door.
And then imitating the hill giants, I want to say in hill giant, "You lousy orcs. Stop messing around in the kitchen and get back to work, or I'm gonna feast on your green hides and turn you into stew.
And then from farther back, there's also another voice that starts to yell at everybody else that's back there, apparently. So these two come down into view, and they hear the voice, and they look around confused, and they see a group of a couple of strangers in here, and they see this guy keeled over, and they said, "What's going on? Are we being attacked? Is this an attack? Did the orcs rise up to attack us?" And then the other one says, "It can't be. The door was shut." He looks back here. He says, "The door was shut the whole time. I was back there the whole time watching. Nobody came in and out of those doors." And then it's like, well, where the hell did he come from? Less talking, more clobbering. Whose turn would it be, though? It'd be Iolan's turn.
I bet you guys can't guess what I'm about to do.
I then.
I'm going to spin around and I'm going to tell them you can't serve food out of a kitchen with dead people. And then I'm going to shoot 2 arrows at them.
A good point.
Nice.
Guess that's why they don't serve tacos at the funeral home. 24 and 12. I think that the 12 goes to it too.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
20 and
lame.
24. Okay, so from across the kitchen flies 2 arrows. He takes a stumble back, and his back touches the wall here where there's a bunch of supplies like storage area. Where is it here? Like a bunch of kitchenware, pots and ladles and supplies, ladles. Looks like no, that's the fireplace. My bad. That's the fireplace. He stumbles back to near the firewood in the fireplace, and then that would be a round down. Sir Kairos' turn. How do you close?
All right, I'm gonna attack him. Oops. 16 and 16. Um, 11 and 16 for a total of 27. And I'll end my turn.
So, guys, hear me out. What if we start cutting the flesh off the hill giants and then feeding that to the other hill giants?
Oh my god.
And then when they ask what it is, we tell them it's hill giant. And then they just kill each other trying to eat each other.
That's pretty evil.
We turn them in. We turn them into cannibals.
I like that.
Okay.
I like that
Okay.
idea a lot.
Yeah, okay, that's your turn, and then it's Crash's turn. I'm gonna go ahead and roll a morale roll here.
I don't understand how it's not an automatic crit. I mean, they have Blue Drat right here.
Oh, it's for the servants. Not the orc servants, but the giant servants. Okay. Okay, Craft, what are you doing?
I'm gonna go ahead and move and engage the other giant. I'm gonna go ahead and recklessly power attack him. Uh,
25.
14 and 25. Do both of them hit?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Plus 17. Yep. For 23 and 22. 45. And that's gonna end my turn.
45. He yells back to the kitchen. He says, oh, I'm going to reveal area because you guys are here now. He yells, he says, go get the keeper. Go get the keeper. We have a orc rise. It says orcs are being Maat, M-A-A-T, Ma'at, and they need to get thrown down there. Get the keeper now. After Chris, it's Chris's turn.
I'm gonna come tumbling out, and with the flourish, I'm going to let loose my arrows. Thankfully, I was hidden. So 28.
11 would actually hit, but you know.
Oh, that's good. Yep, awesome. So it's 11 piercing and sneak attack. Only did 7. Holy Jesus. 18 damage.
Okay, this one is down as well.
Nice. And I will bonus action hide up here, I guess, or something. I don't know if it makes sense.
Now, when they say the keeper, the orc commoners should get a little terrified again. And then this guy is going to take a look here. He's going to step over here. And then he's going to have, okay, what do we got, a 10? he kind of looks at it. He's like, "Ooh, that looks bad. Ooh, okay." He says, "What?" Oh, he's kind of wants to see what's going on here. So he's looking. He's coming back down to inspect. He's starting to see some of the other servants on the ground, and he's assessing the situation. He's not saying anything. So after his turn, it is Iolan's turn.
Should we try for like a weekend at Bernie's?
Yeah.
I got a feeling we're not going to be able to talk our way out of this shit, so I'm just going to peek my head around the corner and see this guy and let 2 arrows fly. Oh shit, did it again. 6 and 18.
6 nay, 18 yes.
20 damage.
It goes right through him. After his turn, it's Sakai's turn.
All right, I will take off down the hall. And I'm going to run up on this guy, and in the name of Horror White Iron, the patron saint of attack him, I would attack him. 25 and 18.
About that.
15 and 19, so 34. And let me put a smite on the second attack. First level smite. I'm running out of first level spell slots. 11, so 45 damage.
Wow, Smite finished them off.
Nice.
Sounds to me like somebody's about to get level 2 smited.
Yeah, it's only up from here, buddy.
Okay, for the servants, it's 2,200 each. And as you go through here, you find a bunch of more very shaken, nervous, and scared peons. One of which seems to collect themselves and say, "They're gonna kill us when they find out that then they see their servants dead, the hill giant servants. They're looking at Blue Dread. They're like, they're gonna kill us when they find out that they're dead." The other one pipes in, "Yeah, we're gonna get thrown in the dungeon. They're gonna kill them. They might even kill the war chief. Or they'll crush the rebellion."
I'm gonna comfort him a little bit and say, "Fear not, for Blue Drat the one is here." I want to ask him about where is the dungeon. I'll start speaking to him in Orcish.
They point you downstairs through this door. But you know that, right?
I'm gonna say, "Sorry, friend, but with the amount of alcohol I've been consuming since I've gotten here, it's really difficult to remember anything."
He said, Yeah. Okay. So I understand, but what should we do here? I don't know how to make. I don't even know how to make ramen noodles. They just put us in here because we're the only ones that listen. Oh boy. So they're shitting bricks right now, but they did tell you that the dungeon is down here. Now I'll also say that the up north here is the kind of workroom, and there are looks like that's also an eating place for servants. And there's assortment of kitchen gear, sacks and boxes, barrels that have flour, dried meat, dried fruit, honey, food stuff, cheese, smoked meat, sausages. Several casks and tons hold a variety of potatoes, there's ale, beer, mead, wine, loaves of bread, warm from the ovens. And then he says, yeah, it's in the pantry. The dungeon is in the pantry, which is this door here.
All right.
Someone else is like, man, I fucking hate those servants. I hated those guys.
Um, I want to tell the orcs that act. I want to try and get them to continue working here in the kitchen for a little while longer, as if nothing has happened. Are the barrels over here big enough that they could start? Are the barrels big enough over here that they could stash the giant corpses in there?
Yes, but the barrels are filled with various food stuff that I mentioned earlier.
Okay. Let's see.
And one of them suggests, let's just throw them in the fire.
Yeah. Go ahead and channel your inner donkey jank and throw them into. I want to ask. Hold on. I want to ask these peons if they've ever heard of the entity known as Donkey Jank, the famed orc warrior.
Jank.
You can
Donkey jank.
you can
Oh, like that one time Donkey Jank threw in the incinerator? Yeah, that's pretty cool. We should reenact that here.
Yep, that's exactly what I want you to do to honor the memory of Donkey Jank, or the spirit of Donkey Jank. You too can start on the path to an unrivaled technique.
They say, our friends are down there too. I hope they don't think we're cowards. If they do, we're sorry.
Okay.
You should tell them that if they handle dealing with these bodies, they'll be known as heroes.
Yep.
With Donkey Jank?
Well, not quite, but a start maybe.
Okay, they're gonna get to work here. Work.
Just remember, even Thrall started as a slave. Then he got to bang some human chick.
AKA Jaina Proudmore.
No, it was some girl up in before Torin Mill was like undead. It was during the Second War.
It's a dungeon in you can do
Durnhold.
it as part of the Durnhold or whatever.
Durnhold Keep.
Yeah. It's a dungeon, I think. With the
Time walking.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
All right.
Yeah.
So as we enter down into the dungeon, Klein, do you want to reprise your role as my captive?
Certainly.
Okay.
So we can bind my hands loosely, but make it look convincing.
Right. I'm not going to take your sword either.
That's fine. You want me to go first? It probably makes sense for you in front of you.
Did I ever give Sir Kairos his +1 sword back?
Yes. So we're going into the dungeon.
This is another pantry full of foodstuffs.
Let's go down into the dungeon.
Is there bread?
Yeah, there's bread, there's honey, wheat, ale, mead, milk, meats.
I don't know if you know this, but I love bread.
All right, bro.
And flour. That's a bag of flour right there. If you hang out for like a couple days, you'll have a loaf of bread. Okay, are you guys going down now? Gotta see here. Let's gather everybody up. With the marching order.
Those two first, and then I will attempt to go last or second to last. And
Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll. Try and roll for stealth.
yee.
I am changed it. There you go.
You're back while I do that.
I am moving you guys around. Copy. Paste. Okay, like this.
Yeah, and I think Grease and I were gonna be rolled for stealth.
I love keyboards.
I get +2 being near Sir Kairos, right?
You get a +5 on saving throws.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I'm just not used to getting the buff because
Yeah, I
he's
understand.
normally just laying on the ground.
Understandable.
It's all right. I'm not used to getting the driver buff either.
All right, I'll lead if we're charading.
Okay, so a few smoky torches burn along the walls. In here, there are several benches. Let me get this room open here. like that, like that. Here. Yeah. Oh. Okay, so yeah, so the benches and tables are pushed out of the way against the wall, and the floor revealed is of black stone, very much worn by the tread of countless feet. So this place has arch ceilings and buttressed every 10 feet. The peaks of the arches are about 18 feet, so not too much different than where you were. And then the doors look like they're the same as the above, but they're made out of iron-bound logs, 7 feet wide, 16 to 18 feet high. Again, very high. And then there are torches and things lit here. And this place looks like it's very old, but it's holding up pretty well. So I'll extend some of the corridors a little bit as you just sort of look around.
Any idea which direction you guys want to go in?
Hmm. You guys want to go down this hallway first, or do you want to check out these rooms?
Yeah, we can check out the hallway.
All right.
Is that cool?
That's fine with me.
Do I see anything?
Oh yeah, this keeps extending. These diagonal ones are joy. But they look cool. Okay. Okay, up this hallway. It starts to get a little darker up this way. Mr. Warrior of Light. And you hear a bit of water, and you can see something that looks like a pool. And then this looks like it extends into some kind of a chamber. If you can see, and oops, oh, I almost did that. If you can see 60-ish feet. You make out some vague outlines of boxes and things in the room up to the left.
Let's continue heading down this hallway.
Okay.
This way?
Yep.
Okay.
What if you like yelled out and said, "New prisoner coming in, make way," to see if you could hear like ruckus from another direction?
Sure, we can do that. Looks like
You can do that if you want. You want me to do that, or I can give you the description of this room.
sure. Is this like a torture chamber?
Nope.
Oh,
Nope. This is a employee training and professional development resource center, aka the storage room. This chamber at the end of the corridor. There's various tools for digging and stonemasonry, shovels, pickaxes, hammers, drills, chisels, and the like. Many of these things are sized for giants, but some are for smaller creatures.
oh man.
Just,
Looks like a perfect way how to arm the cooks.
to the north, you see a door, and it stands out because it has a huge, giant-sized padlock on it.
My time to shine.
How are you gonna pick it? Use your whole body?
I'm gonna use one of those crowbars or one of those bars that you just mentioned that they have in these boxes.
It's large enough that you can pick it with your rapier.
Oh yes, my rapier. Can I attempt that, Dave?
You can make a check, yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna use Daniel Radcliffe to pick the lock.
27. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay, so then this opens it up, and it reveals another passageway. You see something going that way and something going this way. It looks pretty dark in here. Oh, and let me mark this.
You go, prisoner.
Did you open the door?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so here you have another padlock door identical to the same one that you just came through.
All right. 25.
Okay, that does get it open.
I'll unlock it and then I'll take a step back and let them open it.
I'll open it.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Take a deep breath.
You're back
Okay.
at the party with the little kid.
Okay. So inside, this looks like to be a wine cellar. In addition to the several large barrels and various kegs, let me get my pointer out here. Okay. So in addition to these large ones, there are 13 casks here that are lined up. They look like they're about in 5-gallon jugs or whatever, or these are your standard, what do you call it? Some big drum things. They're like 60 something. Yeah, I'm gonna forget that in like five minutes. But these are smaller ones. Casks. Okay.
Did you say they have ale or grog in them or whatever?
You don't know. You do notice that on these ones, each of the casks has a bung seal with a blob of black wax impressed with a deft hand on it.
Oh shit.
Hey, Klein, why don't you go ahead and try that and let us know what it tastes like?
Well, what about if it's some kind of poison? Maybe Grease could, I don't know, at least check it out. I'm not saying uncork it or anything.
Yeah, I don't know. I have zero expertise there, but you might have do you have a detect poison or whatever? Is that a Kelly spell?
No, I don't think so. Let me look. No.
As you're standing in here, you notice a very sweet, earthly type of smell here coming from these casks.
Maybe we could get a couple of the peons to handle the removal of these. I mean, if it's poison, they could easily serve it with the food.
As someone who has been poisoned once already, I would prefer to not get poisoned again.
It was just a suggestion.
No, that's a good suggestion. I'm just not finding out if it's poison or not.
We can get some Zug workers down here.
I had to get married to a goddamn mushroom to get rid of that shit.
Dave, I kind of want to check out this on our way back down.
Okay.
Oh, the pool?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can check that out.
I mean, if it's like a gator pool or what.
Let's see here. So this is kind of a well-like chamber at the end of this broad corridor. Let me give you the whole thingy. There you go. And so this, it looks like it's filled with a deep pool of water. You occasionally, if you're looking at, occasionally only see like a few albino tadpoles swimming around in it, but it looks like a water supply.
Cool. I am not going to go in it.
Or the place that they drown the people, because they're saying about throwing us down in something.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody poisoned the water hole.
You want to try another hallway or one of the doors?
Somebody poisoned the water hole. I'm fine with trying another hallway. if you guys are.
North or south? South it is.
So the south hallway looks like it goes down, it hits a door, and then it also makes the T intersection. Okay, perception checks. Who's leading the party down the hallway?
Either myself or Karask.
Yeah, so one of you guys make a perception.
I have -1, so you probably want to roll, Wes.
Okay. Do you want to give me 8 on that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. $14.
Nice.
So, as you come around the corner, a bugbear pops around and attacks you with surprise, unless you can't be surprised.
That's fine. I'll go ahead and bonus action rage, so I won't be surprised.
I will be surprised.
Are you gonna bonus action?
Yeah, I'm gonna
I don't. Oh, sorry, I thought you were talking to me.
I'm gonna go ahead and bonus action rage, so I don't get surprised. I can act normally.
Does he still get to do a surprise attack? Oh wait. If bugbear surprises a creature it hits with an attack during the first round. And hits. Okay. So a large morning star is gonna swing around the corner, and he's going to attack you. Six. So he swings and then he hits the walls here.
Okay.
And then he looks and he's surprised. He sees a orc and the rest of he sees all of you and he starts to get wide-eyed and he starts to look to his right. So let's go ahead and roll. Well, let's do initiative since we're on a different floor. Why not? That's a good time to roll initiative. Right? Ayolan, just roll initiative when you get the chance. I think Grease will probably go first, anyways.
I think I can. Does he know I'm there? I made something before going down. He probably saw these two, but I don't know if I was walking quietly enough. That might be.
I was going to ask, would Darren and I be surprised stealthed behind or no?
I would say, okay, so he rolled a 16 on perception. If you beat that, that's good. If you're out in the open, that's bad, but I would say maybe since Iolan, you're behind Grease, you might still be able to pull that off.
All right, and I did the skulker feat, so even if I'm lightly obscured, I can benefit from it. So I don't know if being behind these guys helps.
Oh, lightly obscured. Okay, yes, then that's fine. As long as you have something that enables it, then that's pretty good.
15 to hit.
Yeah. Wait. Missed.
Cool. Well, thanks to skulker feat, I'm still hidden because I missed. So I will just end my turn there.
Okay. I'll go ahead and roll initiative. We just decided to do a new initiative since we're on the bottom floor here. Or you don't know how big this place is. The dungeon level. Okay, so go ahead and roll that when you get the chance. Because Krask is 14. So maybe he'll.
Yep. Krask gets 14.
Go ahead.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go ahead and move, and I'm going to go ahead and give him the old reckless power attack. (16 and 18 versus armor class?
Yes.
All right.
Dave. Now, do you kill him quietly? Boy, I think you recklessly power attack, right?
Yeah.
Let's have a stealth roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Or noises. Okay. Okay, so you hear in a tongue that's obviously not orc. It's in. Does anybody speak Goblin?
Nope.
Okay.
I speak Dwarvish.
Yeah, I don't speak Goblin either. I speak Nobog, though.
At best, you hear somebody from this direction, what sounds like a question being being yelled, I guess. Just kind of in, not like a angry tone or anything like that, but just like, just kind of asking across the way here. So what are you guys doing now?
Can we? I'm sorry.
Can I go ahead and say something in Orcish? I'm just gonna say I'm just trying to escort this prisoner to the holding cells.
Yeah, we should stop soon. Okay, so you're calling back to that. You're calling back to them.
Yeah, because maybe perhaps they know Orc as opposed to Goblin. Maybe they also know it too.
You hear the language change to common. Are you an orc?
I'm gonna say I'm Blue Drat the One. I'm here with a prisoner I need to see to the holding cells.
So out comes a couple of bugbears. You mean a prisoner?
Yes.
Well, who is that? Is that the prisoner?
Yes, this one right here.
Oh, well, where did they say to put him? Did they say to put him with the, well, we'll take care of him, I suppose. I bet the keeper will know if we should put him with the unruly ones, the obedient ones, or with the maximum securities. Let's go ask the keeper. You want to ask him? I feel like, I don't know.
So we should definitely try and convince them to take us to the maximum security one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Because that's probably where the war chief is.
He says, just take him, just go ask the keeper. And then he just sort of
I'm gonna call out to him.
Mumbles to himself.
I want to call out to him and be like, "Wait, I had explicit instructions to see to it that this one made it to the maximum security sector of the prison." Of the dungeon.
Okay. Instructions from whom?
Let's see. I'm gonna tell him that it was from the fire giant king. Is it Snur? Yeah, I'm gonna say it's from Snur.
Sure. Well, what did Snow want with him?
He wanted me to see that this prisoner got exiled here, or put in the dungeon here at the Steeding.
Why didn't Snow? Why didn't Schnur keep him?
Because he was too problematic. He needed to go somewhere where
what did
there's
he do?
maximum security.
Oh, did he bite people?
That's the
Is he
least
a
of your
biter?
worries. He does worse than that. He smites people.
I don't know, but it just seems odd. Why would Schnur want to keep him alive? What value does he have?
He's gonna tell us where the dwarves are.
Oh, of course. Yeah. The dwarves. Okay. I thought they. Okay. He just starts to rebuff himself. Okay. We'll put him in the. Yeah, just either get the keeper or take him to the other two. Sorry, what are their names? Oh, give him to the guards or the keeper.
All right.
Yeah, we're actually standing guard here right now, but he looks back over here.
All right.
Anyways,
where's the keeper's office?
he scoffs. Same place it's always been.
I'm gonna be like, look, I've been trying to make my way down here to deliver this prisoner, but every giant upstairs is just so belligerently drunk right now that trying to get the straight story and where everything is has just been such a terrible feat to accomplish. Now, if you please will just tell me where the office is, I'll be about my business with my prisoner.
Well, keeper's up to the right, and then just below that is the maximum is the height, the security. Hey, you're Bludger at the one? He's looking you over.
What if I am? What's it to you?
Something just looks a little off. I can't quite place it.
Can I speak up and start hurling insults at him in common to try and draw his attention?
Sure.
Okay. I'll say that his existence is an abomination against the laws of nature and man, and that his entire race should be put to the sword and snuffed out.
He looks at you, Bludrat, and he scoffs. Oh, I see why they want him down here. First of all, he walks up and says, I'm a bugbear, and you are not. So you are, what are you? He's looking at you. You're just a measly little, teensy tiny little human. See this mace?
Does he understand common?
Yeah. You see this mace? You see this mace?
Yeah, yes.
Do you see your face?
I don't see my own face, actually. I see your ugly mug well enough, though.
He's gonna swing.
He looks a lot like Pikachu right now.
You're gonna wish you didn't say that. And then he hits you, but he doesn't. He completes his sentence afterwards. That's how quick he is. Well, let's see if he hits.
Hits.
Oh, he misses.
I
Okay,
feel
you
like
over
in the
swings.
dungeons and not on the battlefield.
Look, I had enough of this guy, and he's gonna get. You know what? I'm gonna have fun with you personally. Okay.
Untie me if you're so confident.
That's a fun time. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna put a little marker on this guy as the bugbear that you made enemies with. What is his problem? Take him out or take him away. Take him to the keeper. He'll know exactly what to do with him. Actually, you know what? I want to watch. And then he pokes, Sakaios, he pokes your back as to, with his mace as to, Money Star to prod you in this direction.
Oh shit! In that direction. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll go. As we start moving up the hall, I'm just gonna keep talking to him and say, "It's good you came along because you can die first when we get up here."
Keep talking.
You sure you don't want to call any of your brothers? Are they always ugly as you are?
Oh, he's hilarious. Who's this guy?
Oh, this is this is the ghost. This is Patrick Swayze, the health inspector.
The health inspector. Okay, the health inspector. Okay. Okay. All right. I guess that. Okay. All right. We're gonna go to the keeper. This your first time here, you little punk?
Your mom should have been keeping her legs shut. Jesus.
Oh man.
If this is what you lot look like, I can only imagine how hideous your women must be.
Look, bugbear women have a nice, silky sheen for fur. Things you wouldn't know.
Why do you fight for these orcs anyway?
We fight for these orcs? Look, it's a war zone down there. We've been fighting orcs all day, all night. Anyway, he walked over here and he banged on the door. And then you hear animal noises. And he says, Keeper, you have new arrivals, new prisoners. And then you hear heavy footsteps and the door creak open. And out jumps two gorillas. Yeah. And they start to make gorilla sounds and jump around you guys. Okay. 2 gorillas. And they start jumping around and carrying on. And then you hear heavy footsteps. And the most, like pale skin, ghastly, hunchback, twisted looking hill giant steps out with only one good eye. And he looks thoroughly wicked and very strong. He shows no emotion as his apes dance around. Okay? And he looks and says, yes, the new arrivals. And you explain, He says, well, we don't have a lot of room. We could put them in with the orcs. Or the night.
Hey, I want to pause it here, but you guys can keep going.
Okay, dude, we'll probably stop in another minute or two.
I want to tell the keeper that this one goes to the at the request of Fire Giant Snur. This one goes to the maximum security sector of the prison.
He looks at you with a cold look. And he says, he brandishes his giant mace and says, he doesn't even ask questions. It seems like he's thoroughly uninterested. And then he takes them and he's going to scoop up Kairos. Kairos, do you do anything to this?
When I'm scooped up.
Yeah, he's scooping you up. He's just
No.
lifting you off the ground.
No, I don't think so. We're not springing the trap yet. We want to get to the maximum security wing of the prison. So.
Yeah, I kind of want to follow along as he scoops up Sir Kairos and see where he's delivered to.
Okay. And then he says, the bugbear says, not so tough now, are you? He's laughing as you're getting just kind of scooped up, and the apes start to jump up and down excitedly. They look less. Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, sir.
I was going to make a stupid comment. I was going to say they look less like gorillas and more like people in Sasquatch suits. I hope your comment was better than that.
I was just gonna tell him something dumb like laugh while you can. Because I don't know. Just something like that. Like laugh while you can, because I'm coming to kill you.
Okay, and then he opens this door. And he says, put him somewhere where he'll fit. And then these guys come out and they're pretty big too. They're buff bears. They're not bugbears. They're buff bears. And they start talking in Goblin. It sounds like they're trying to figure out what cell to put them in. Okay. Looks like they're trying to. I mean, I want to give you plenty of time if you want to do anything, but it looks like they're gonna try to pick one of these. They have 5 cells, and they're trying to reason which one.
I don't think I'm gonna do anything. I do have my weapon hidden on me.
Okay. And then.
Nothing. I was just thinking out loud.
Okay. So as he drags you along, you go by the first cell, and you take a glance in that, and there is King Barn. Okay.
Okay.
Hey, brother, you get pinched too?
You want the top bunk or the bottom bunk? I mean, you get the top bunk. So he's going to drag you down the second one or the third one. And he says, well, we can't put him in the fourth one. And I sure as hell not open up the fifth one.
Do I recognize anybody else in any of the other cells?
So you see what looks like to be a squat dwarf, and you see an elf that looks very wounded.
Okay. Well, as I pass by the king, I'll nod and acknowledge him and say, Your Majesty, fancy seeing you here. And then I'll just laugh.
I don't know what he would do. He might face palm. He might be like, oh no, he got caught. The kidnapper.
Does Varn recognize Sir Kairos' new identity?
I don't think it would take him a while. I think he sees him as like, that's a good point. I would think he would see him as like a captured Dawn Warden, but he might. I don't know. Maybe he kind of looks like him with his armor on, but it could be the reverse. Like he recognizes him, but doesn't realize that he's different now. I mean,
there are a lot of soldiers in the army as well. So I don't know how well. I don't know. Good question.
Yeah, that is a good question. And now they kind of boiled it down to cell 2 or cell 3. Oh, they're going to put you in number 3.
With the dwarf.
With the elf.
Okay.
Do you go in?
Yeah, I'll go in.
Okay, and then the elf looks like he is chained to the wall, and he's been wounded from torture.
How severe are his wounds?
Very severe, but he looks like he has some fight in him, and he spits when they come in here. And he says, as soon as I get free here, I'm gonna cut you ribbons.
Can I cast Cure Wounds on him?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, certainly.
I don't think Kairos would want to see someone suffer. I mean, someone that's in a prison.
Yeah, but I mean, you may want to wait till they can't see you.
Well, I'm assuming like they walk away. Are the guards still there? Or?
Yeah, they're gonna slowly close this door shut, and they're gonna hang out and occasionally they make rounds, that sort of thing. But they're keeping them watch on in here.
Okay. Well, I'll cast Cure Wounds on him, so he gets this. I cast first level.
That put them in twice as good as shape as he was in. And then he says, I don't know who you are, but I thank you. If only I could take up arms, I would gladly do so. For my gratitude. Wait, hang on. Yes. He says, I will gladly take up arms against the giants and the captors. Getting out of here is another thing, though.
I'll tell him that he may soon have his chance and to just be ready. And then maybe like out of game, you can tell me what I've learned from like talking with this elf.
Okay, sure.
Is that cool? Since I assume I'll be in here for a while.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen next. So I would think they would probably close the door. The keeper will probably, this guy will probably say something snarky and return to his post. Actually, there should be a dead bugbear laying around somewhere, but I'm going to forget about that for now. And then the keeper looks at you and says, go.
All right,
All right.
Grass, let's go ahead and head out. We finally ditched him.
See you guys.
And then he languished in prison.
Might be a good place to stop, though. He just gives you a weird, creeping stare.
The elf.
No, yeah.
Well, it's only a half weird creeping stare if he only has one eye, right?
Sounds like Kairos is going to be out of the bottom bunk.
Oh, God. No, thank you.
Okay, well, we can stop here for now. I think that this would be an interesting place to resume.
Yeah, that was good. What,
Yeah.
Dude, what map program is this?
I will tell you later.
Okay.
What?
It looks like Illwinter's, but I don't know if you can make diagonal halls in Illwinter's, can you?
I think you can, yeah.
You can
Maybe
you can in Chill Winters.
Oh, yeah.
I prefer Will Smith Winters.
A vial of Will Smith's blood. That's how we defeat the Sultan of the Plane of Fire with the genie from the live action Aladdin.
Dude, don't you mean Blue Jurat?
Yeah, him. The one. Well, that was fun, Dave. Thanks, man.
Yeah. I don't know what the heck you guys are thinking now, but you're all trapped up here.
I mean, so far the health inspector and Blue Drat the one are doing fine, and Grease is just flying under the radar. I'm the only one that's in prison.
Yeah, but that was by design. Next, the health inspector is going to have to check the, state of the prison cells.
You're right. Derek. Okay.
That's his name.
Cool. I'll think of some things to ask about him.
Oh, I already know what bunk he prefers with that sly look.
I mean, he is an elf. Take that.
Bunk 1.
Hey there, son. You don't need that armor on in here.
Oh no.
I promise not to pierce you too hard.
How was prison? I did what I had to do to survive.
Dude, you were in there for like 15 minutes. What the fuck?
I don't want to talk about it. It's funny. All right, friends, I'm gonna go.
Take care.
Later, dudes. Thanks, Dave.
See you, man.
Later, guys.
Spider-Man.